Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Welcome everybody, guys. Today I have thought why we wouldn't take a look at the Australian dollar, since the last time when we have discussed this currency it was somewhere in December, and as other currencies that we have talked about within the current week still stands with the scenarios that we have discussed. The Japanese yen still stands with the upward action according with our weekly research that we have made even a couple of weeks ago, and although it shows a bit dramatical action, not the action that we initially have hoped to see, but still market stands above our invalidation point that we have specified a couple of days ago, and the scenario is still valid. The market still stands in the road to the 103.65 area. Well, the Great British Pound still coiling around the support and without any development stands rather tight, and other currencies also doesn't show any dramatical, any significant action and any interesting moments that we could trade right now. And today I have taken a look at the Australian dollar, and I have seen this pattern, and I thought that maybe this is really short-term pattern, and maybe it could be interesting for you because it gives us the opportunity for immediate trading, and this pattern is not as bad, especially in the context of the gold market. Today we have some kind of the gold-oriented research because, as you know, we also prepare the analysis of the gold market, and Australian dollar is highly related to the gold. That's why the actions sometimes very similar here. And when I have taken a look today on the Australian dollar, I have seen this pattern that is the bullish stop grabber. And the attractiveness of this setup stands with its simplicity, because when you see this pattern, you know where the invalidation point stand and where the target. And the invalidation point of the stop grabber, I will increase a bit chart to see it better. Invalidation point of the stop grabber stands below its low, and the target will stand right here. So that's very short-term scalp trading pattern. It's more tactical rather than strategical. So market treats as the worked out well if price will move right back up and taken out of the highs, the previous highs. This is the bullish stop grabber. That's why it's called as the stop grabber. It suggests the taking out of these highs and clearing the stops that have been placed here. The invalidation point of this pattern is its low. If market will moves below its low, then this pattern treats as the fail. But this pattern simultaneously is a lot, and it's few, because despite the simplicity of this pattern, we need something more to trade it. And when I thought about it, I recall the analysis that we have prepared on the gold market. So if you track our video researches on the gold market, you probably remember that gold market hasn't quite hit the upside target of the ABCD pattern. So gold market has some ABCD pattern with this upward action right now on the daily time frame chart, and this reversal on the gold market has happened a bit early, and market hasn't quite hit the target that stands just few cents higher compared to the point where market has reversed to the downside. And this is really the cunning action. It's a really tricky moment, and I know that the gold market almost never leaves behind the significant targets. So if it shows the preliminary reversal to the downside, it means that very soon, in the very high probability, market will stop this reversal, return right back up, hit the target, and only after that will show the meaningful retracement. That's the action that I have seen on the gold market very often. And if we will keep in mind this possible scenario, the stop grabber on Australian dollar will take additional support we'll take some reasons, some foundation, not just because this is the pattern and this is the some quality of this pattern, how it usually works, but this pattern also is supported by situation on the gold market. And as we suggest that gold market should show returning right back up, taking out of these highs, so Australian dollar could do the same. And this pattern now has absolutely special meaning in the light of this possible event on the gold market. That's why, from that standpoint, this is much more confident stand with this pattern if we take a look in the prism of the light of the gold market. That's why I think that it's not very bad and empty idea to keep an eye on this pattern, and it really has the chances to work. Besides, the risk-reward ratio is acceptable, approximately 1 to 2 the risk-reward, and maybe even greater. So that's why I think that we could keep an eye on it within today's trading session, because this pattern also is very short-term and could give a result very soon. Now, as we'll take a look at the hourly time frame chart of the Australian dollar, we see the development. So market has completed this A, B, C bottom, D pattern, very harmonic, shows the reasonable retracement down, and has reached the confidence support area on the hourly time frame chart. Trend has shifted bearish, but market stands rather flat. The stop grabber that has appeared here already has achieved the minor target. So by this candle, market taken out of these lows, previous lows, so this stop grabber could be treated as the completed. Oh, but guys, I can't exclude that market in reality could show some sort of this action to the downside. So it could reach, for instance, this agreement before any upward action will start. That's approximately 89.70 area. So could show some ABCD down. That's really possible. Well, invalidation point of the stop grabber stands right here, okay, below these lows. So keep an eye on this scenario. You could take the small position here, the confidence support, because the upward action also could start from this point. And if market will start move to the downside by this ABCD, keep an eye on this agreement, because that also will be agreement with this possible ABCD down. That's the second area to watch for a potential long entry. But this is really a very short-term setup on the Australian dollar, and it's at least suggests some interest for trading. This is the clear pattern, but on the other currencies, guys, currently I see the setups that now stands in progress and now is developing, but we already have discussed all of them. We discussed the situation on the Great British Pound, on the Japanese yen, on the euro currency. We have discussed the situation a week ago, and market still stands with this upward action. So now is the turn of the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar provides us with the clear pattern, so why we wouldn't keep an eye on it and trying to trade it? It suggests reasonable setup between the risk and the reward, and it also has the foundation from the situation on the gold market. That's why I think that it's not really as bad as it seems on the scene on the first glance on the surface. Well, so decide by yourself, but my thought is that this pattern is really worth our attention. So let's see what will happen.